What's going on? It's Justeeni here, and today we're going to be showing the Tribe Duels Round 3 Oumaji versus Yadakk. So this time around I'm playing against Mitsuku, who is a very talented player, definitely better at the game than me, but this should be very interesting. So again, if you don't know how Tribe Duels work already, it's a 256 Pangea, first to 10,000 points wins, and it's a best of 3. So I had the higher local ELO. This was in like the Poly main server. I think he actually has a higher global ELO though. So he got host advantage, but we'll see if I can still make things work. So we'll just kind of get right into things. So start off, I find my villages and don't find my second one, but I do have pretty decent resources, so pretty good so far. And I opt to get an early explore. It goes the wrong way though for quite a bit, which is not ideal. But I do find a ruins, which is nice, and it gets me another explorer to kind of make up for that bad one. Now I find the opponent, and at this point I can kind of see like they're doing okay, not amazing, because you can kind of see this village density is not the best, but one of these cities is their capital, which is going to mean like they do connect things, so I'm not too concerned though. The main concern is like my resources here aren't the best, but I've got some decent cities, though these ones aren't too great either, and there's a lot of trees in the way. But I feel like I can make things work here, so lots of ruins, which is really nice. And yeah, so the thing is with Yadakk is they have an economical advantage because roads just help them really consistently get going. But their start is pretty slow, and I'm kind of taking advantage of that. But my ruins are pretty decent. The free spirit is pretty much useless, but the vet sword is nice. And they're getting their riders going, which at this point, this is what I have to be worried about, is once they get the riders going, they're going to be able to spam so many riders because they already have roads going, and things get pretty dangerous. But I'm hoping that my head start kind of makes up for that, which we'll see. They knock me off this village, which is a little bit annoying. And they're starting to build up some riders, so I can't really attack into them. I just have to hope I can snag these villages, because if they get access to them, that's very bad for me. And they're going to try here. Although, they don't fully commit, because they also try to pivot here. So I can take them off the village, no problem. But the main thing with this village layout is I have to place my own roads to get these riders out. And while I do have roads, I don't have a lot of economy. So, yeah, I have to spend the rest of my stars to get that rider out. And again, they're just building up riders. If we look at city count right now, they are at 5 cities, and I'm at 6, which is very important. If Yadakk gets to 6 cities, that is their ticket to winning this matchup. I am at 6 cities, which in theory should be great. I have roads, but it's not too easy to connect my cities, especially this distant one here. It's pretty expensive, and I need to keep a lot of riders at bay to defend. So I get some more vision, much needed. And again, I see lots and lots of riders. And yeah, I see their capital is right here. But I need to make sure this city, they don't get, no matter what. But then I see them get farming, which is a little worrying. I'm able to start connecting though, but they have these riders built up, so I always have to be wary of that. This city's weak, and I have to stop them from getting this. So I can get a little bit of economy, but again, I'm still not doing too well eco-wise, despite my city advantage. And he's starting to go in and break down my riders. And he even steps on the village. Sieges with a really annoying zone of control and all these riders here, and this is really a problem for me. And yeah, I'm able to connect, and I'm able to just barely defend. But this does not leave me in a good spot because now this city, again, very weak. And he's taking this ruins. which, while I can unsiege and defend, if he gets a veteran sword from this runes or just something really good, I could be in a lot of trouble. He's even putting pressure here with a veteran rider too, and he gets his Grand Bazaar. Or sorry, that's his Park of Fortune. I'm like, wait, he only has 5 cities, yeah. Silly me. But yeah, he gets his Park of Fortune though, and he has double giants, which normally the reason why the opponent getting 6 cities is bad is because they get Grand Bazaar and they double giant, but he just used Gate of Power to do it. Which, I mean, I get my Gate of Power as well, but I'm not able to double giant off of it. And he's going to get to the city. There's not anything I can actually, like, do about it. Like, here's my Grand Bazaar. I'm putting it over here, because then I can use Gate of Power to get a giant. But where's my second giant? Like seriously, look here. Where's my second giant? I have to get farming for it. And even then, it's, like, kind of awkward. Like, I would have to, like, get a farm on my capital or something, plus a monument. So, very much not ideal, because farming is not the most affordable. That's my entire turn of economy. So I'd have to just not train units, basically. And I'm at quite the disadvantage, military-wise, so even though I get this, which this is actually really nice, because now I can use this to get a giant here. So then it kind of solves that problem. I don't need farming. But then what am I going to do when I lose this city? Because there's no way I'm stopping that. So even though temporarily 7 to 5 cities, I'm not feeling good about this. And then he just burns all his force. He has construction. And now he has another giant. And at this point, I'm realizing that things are not looking good. Because he takes this city. Not only that, but he has construction. So this city, with all these force, is actually really good for him. And he gets his monument, and he is just completely set. Like, at this point again, I try to do what I can. This city is completely isolated, and I'm only now able to get farming, but it's just too late. So, game 1, not going too well, but hopefully I can make a comeback for the reverse sweep just like last round. Because this was brutal. So yeah, you can kind of see this play out. Like, he just has too many super units and too much eco. Alright, so now for game 2. This time I am hosting. So things don't start off the best. But despite that, things are not the greatest for him either. We have to see his turn 3, though, because his turn 2 is actually pretty fine. You see his turn 3, he didn't get the ideal expansion. So, kind of makes up for the fact that my expansion wasn't too great either. So I get this Explorer. I really want to get vision on him before he's ready to, like, deal with me. And lucky for me, I do get vision this time. So this helps a lot. I'm able to get things going really fast. And I'm able to train some riders again. Before he's ready, before he has those riders, I need to be aggressive here to really take advantage of his weakness. Otherwise, he's just basically doing what I'm doing, but he has more eco to back it up, which is really scary. So that's why I'm training so many units and just trying to get vision, and like I kind of have to take advantage of this early game moment here. And yeah, you can see his development is pretty slow, and he doesn't have his riders yet. Turn 6, he's developing a lot though. He's playing quite greedy, and I get an amazing farming runes. That's basically the same as the resource runes, because I wanted farming here anyway. Again, usually the decision between roads or farms kind of depends on village density and how many farms you have, which I have a lot of farms. Village density is okay, but definitely could be better. There's a lot of mountains in the way too, so farming definitely feels good. Again, it's basically as if I got a resource ruins, so that's super helpful, because now, like, when I see him greedy, I don't feel like I have to, like, attack right away, because I can actually start to prepare my own eco. And he just keeps training warriors. Look at all these warriors. And then I get a strategy ruins, which at first seems kind of bad, but the defenders are pretty nice if I can pressure with those. But for now, I'm just kind of developing eco because I feel like I just have a lot of farms and I can take advantage of that. Then I can start to spam some units, and you can even see, again, he's just spamming warriors. He gets climbing. He gets farming. These warriors are very cheap, so he's saving a lot of stars, but he's not able to pressure me as well. So it allows me to be a bit greedy. And you can see I'm trying to use defenders to snag this village. That's going to be really helpful. He has to do something about that, or else I'm just taking this away from him. And I even have roads as well, because my eco's pretty set. And now he gets the riders going. He's got like this whole wave of warriors. And now, again, I'm still ecoing up. I'm actually not too scared of these. But I will need to do something about it at some point. So I can train some more riders. Again, if he sieges, I have no problems on sieging. He only takes away 2-star per turn. But he does completely block me off here. And he's got what seems to be quite a dangerous zone of control here, but yeah, I'm taking care of things here, and I'm able to get this defender on this village, but I'm not able to do anything about that. And I can unsiege here just fine, but he does have a lot of units near, so it's still a little bit scary, but things are under control, especially with the defender. He's got to work pretty hard to siege again. So strategy is working pretty well. That was a pretty nice ruins. So yeah, he's going to go for this, but it's very costly. So the defenders are putting in quite a lot of work. But he is still able to develop his eco. If we look at city count here, he is at 6 cities. But I'm also at 6 cities with roads, so yeah, he also hasn't, I haven't seen a giant yet. Normally, like, when they get to the 6 cities, like, they get their giant going and then they use their monument for another giant. I haven't really seen that yet, so that makes me feel pretty fine as well. Just, he wasn't able to really get going compared to the other game. The other game, he didn't even need 6 cities. But this time, even with 6 cities, he's not doing quite as much, and I'm holding my own pretty well and developing eco much more easily. I'm even able to start to get a giant here. I decided to go for border growth because I can take 2 roads from him basically and just make it easier to control the center of the map, because I want to take this village for myself. And yeah, this border growth's pretty effective for that. But there's the giant. There's the other giant. They were there. I just couldn't see them. And yeah, now he's getting that village, and I can't do a thing about it. And he has another giant on the way. I can get my own giants to defend myself, but yeah, there's no way I'm stopping him from getting that village. So very much a surprise for me. And yeah, I can get this giant here, which is pretty nice. I'm able to pressure a bit, but I know that he can defend. Even though I have 2 giants here. I used every single monument I had to just focus my pressure here, because I know it's not really happening here. So I might as well divert my pressure to one area. And yeah, he's on this village, smacking down my defenders. He doesn't want to get sieged by one of these. That would be devastating. Defender sieges are really annoying because they're sieging with a really cheap unit, only 3 stars, and it's so expensive to unsiege. But he has construction. So, like, before I was pretty confident, but now I'm worried that he's just going to pump out a ton of super units. Even though my resources are really good, I might not be able to keep up with that. Again, city count, we're even. This border growth feels like it's going to be pretty important for just long-term value, because it's going to be a grindy game. I don't see a clear way where I just win. I don't have the means of pressuring enough. Like, I can defend myself, and my eco is doing well, so I'm not out of the game at all. It's just, I don't see the clear route to victory. Because, yeah, he's going to have no problem defending this. There's no reason for me to siege here. And I back away. Rightly so. I'm going to take out this giant, though. At least, I hope I do. getting the border growth first for suspense, I guess. No, I actually don't take out the giant here. That's interesting. This is a pretty old game. I don't know why I wouldn't just take that out. Like, I had the writers to do so. Definitely misplay on my end, because I want to be trading... At least, like, this is a really good trade into the super unit, so why wouldn't I? I got the first hit, so I should take advantage of that. But this ends up being still an even trade overall, so while it is a misplay, it's not completely devastating. I will be able to take out his giant. But he gets a... This is a brutal border growth. Like, I was able to steal 2 roads with my border growth and take up some really useful space, especially over here. This is really nasty. And again, this worries me, because he also has 7 cities. Where did he get it? Oh yeah, it was this one. But yeah, he's up in cities, and it's looking kind of dangerous, but keep in mind, I have to win this game. If I don't win this game, then I lose a point for my tribe, and I don't want to do that. That's embarrassing and awkward to explain. Although maybe not as awkward, because like Mixu is an extremely good player. But still, gotta win any match I can. I gotta try my hardest. But yeah, he's starting to pressure here, which, as dangerous as this is, the defenders are actually super important, because a giant alone cannot break through. He needs support, but I'm cutting off his support. And these defenders are so efficient. Like, he's taking them out, but it's still pretty costly. It's leaving a lot of injured riders. He's not able to attack into me. He can just chip away at my defenders, and that's it. I also get this nice siege here, block it, and he's going to have to use a lot of riders to do something about it. And I even use a defender here. Again, it's going to be annoying. Like, I can re-siege with either the giant or the defender. It's going to suck for him. It's going to be so good for me. Maybe if I'm really lucky, I can even take the city. And then things would be going really well for me. Right? Right? No. Things can't go well for me. I lose the giant for free. He just put his units there, and now it's gone. Which, very well played. I played right into it, because I'm pretty sure if I didn't, like, if we go back, if I didn't put this defender here, I don't think that tactic would have even worked. At least it would have been harder to execute. I think it was also this rider here. Like, if I backed away some of my units, there was no way for him to do that. So I kind of gave it to him. So, like, and it's not an easy play to find here. So props to him for finding it. But it's going to make things really difficult for me, because all the pressure I had here, completely gone. Like, he's just defending. He has more super units there than I do. And it looks like he has pressure here, but again, I have so many riders that if he sieges, I just unsiege. But I do have one thing going for me, at least. I do have the cloaks, which, when did I get those? I wasn't paying attention. Looks like I got them turn 18. I was so focused on, like, this. You probably noticed this earlier. But yeah, I get cloaks as well, because I'm kind of expecting him to, like, giant push. I'm expecting it to be annoying because I re-siege easily. And if somehow he defends, then I cloak. Which he does somehow defend. And all. And yeah, I'm sending my cloaks in, and yeah, he's gonna have no problem killing these giants. But these cloaks could be a problem for him, because remember that border growth he got earlier? Really devastating for me. Until I flip it around using cloaks. And he even gets the siege here. And these cloaks are really important, because if you look at the situation, his eco is doing really well. His cities are more developed than mine. He has more cities than me. He has more super units than me. I literally don't have any super units, like, bear in mind. And he also just got a park. This is glory mode, by the way. He's up in points. If he gets to 10,000, he just wins. And when he gets that park, he's just kind of showing, like, yeah, I can just seal the deal if you don't attack me. So I have to attack him with cloaks. But one thing I want to take note of once we get through this turn, I want to show you something very important that might be decisive for this game. So, despite me being less developed and down in cities, 30 star per turn, And the opponent has, we can assume this is probably like a level 5 city or something. The opponent here, I mean, we can actually see their vision. A little bit of spoilers. They have 32. Okay, so they're up in eco, right? Not quite, because it's not just they're losing the city, and it's like we're even in cities. With how cloaks work is they don't just take away this economy, they steal it. So it's as if I have this city instead. So whatever this is producing, it's as if I'm producing it instead if I'm sending in a cloak every single turn. So even though he has 32 star per turn, when this is under cloak attack, and I have 30, I think this was making like what, 6 star per turn because it has a workshop. It's as if I'm making 36 star per turn instead. So I'm actually in the eco lead as long as I can keep this pressure. And I'm even getting another cloak because I see this park, and parks produce extra star per turn. If I can get my hands on that, more economy for me instead of him, because he's trying to get a ton of economy, get tons of parks. He got another one there. He's climbing in points, so I have to do something about that. I can't beat him to the punch there, because if he starts developing his eco, he's going to make up for this cloak spam hitting me, and that's going to be a big problem. And he's even training more units, so then he can start to clean up these daggers. And yeah, I'm just going to keep on sending cloaks in, just taking some stars. And I'm even using like these defenders to be really annoying, more cloaks, all that. And I'm putting this cloak in a very particular spot. See how he can't really reach it unless he kills this dagger? Like even if he kills this rider somehow, it can't escape into here. This cloak is basically just always hitting his city, and he can't actually do anything about that. This is like absolutely perfect for me that it works out this way. If this didn't happen, like I probably would have just lost again, and it would have been very sad. Pretty bad for the content too, because this game ends up being pretty wild. And again, he's going to defend. He has the riders, but he does need to keep spending resources on more riders. He's trying to heal them. And then here's another park, of course. Super units aren't very good against cloaks, so it does make sense to keep on getting parks, especially because, again, he's getting closer to winning. And yeah, I'm trying to spread out my daggers to really force him to acknowledge him, so then he has to spend more stars in units instead of getting more points. Because I'm kind of having to race against the clock a little bit, but I need to do something with all this eco that I have, because I have been building up stars over time, and I do have a plan for them. I'm not just like building up stars for the sake of it. And as to whether that's going to be trying to rush points myself or do something completely different, you'll have to see. You'll have to see what happens. So he's, again, just cleaning up. He disbands his own giant, which, that's scary. That means he's going knights. Also means he got an extra tech, giving him some more score. That's also very scary. I don't like that, because if he buys enough techs, that's also just a win condition for him. But yeah, 71 stars. Let's make that 77 real quick. And let's make that, I don't even know. A lot of stars. I get knights though, and I'm still able to cloak spam on top of these knights, and I'm thinking, well, look at all these units. This Mixu guy would have to be absolutely cracked out of his mind to not make some sort of chain that I can't just take advantage of and then be able to pressure so much with these daggers that he just can't do anything about it. Like, surely he's going to mess up somewhere. This is just way too hard to manage. Look at how cluttered and messy and absolutely ridiculous this all is. There's no way he can pull something off now. Like, he may have pulled a Houdini against me, but there's no way. No sort of magic is getting him out of this situation, right? So he gets his own knights. And then, let's go back a bit. I have one chain. He left one chain. How many stars is this chain? 14. 14 stars. Somehow, There's this chain too. This is decent, I guess. That's what, 11 stars. So 2 chains. I spent 8 stars for 14. That's +6 transaction there. And then this is a +3. And I spent a lot to get those knights too. Like, that's a tier 2 and a tier 3 tech. So like, what, 32? Because I also had to spend 16 on the knights. Then that's, what 54? And for 2 chains, and he has his own knights ready, so he doesn't need to unit spam like this. He doesn't have to space his units super awkwardly anymore because he has knights. He can defend the daggers now. So, it's over, right? This is all I get for spamming the knights. I get some nice chains, but it's not going to lead anywhere. And surely I'm just going to lose. There's nothing I can do. I can just keep on pressuring, but these infiltrations here actually just naturally make a chain. That is, knights can perfectly glide on through. I can get a siege here, but he can unsiege it. I am pressuring still. And maybe, just maybe, even though he can defend, like, he is still ahead in score. So it's not looking very good, but maybe there's something I can do. It's tough though. And he sees this cloak here. And he knows where it is. Like, 100% for sure. He knows exactly where that cloak is. And he doesn't kill it. Which, yeah, he would have had to use his knight, so it does make sense, but yeah. My cloak lives to see another day at least. It got spotted, and I move it to a better spot so he can't do that again. Same with this one. They're just too far away to take advantage of. He won't know they're there. But yeah, I'm trying to do something, but what's my next out? Like, if these knights don't do something now... Oh, but I get a defender siege. And now he has to worry about that. But again, it makes a beautiful chain for him. I even get a defender siege here too. And he defends that as well. But what about these defenders? So he can't get these cloaks either. He tried. One siege. Zone of control. Cloak. Also zone of controlling. And he resigns. I'm taking the city from him. And he actually can't do anything about it. He finally gave in. Due in full to the fact that despite his really well-developed cities, he's just being infiltrated too much. His eco is just sapped and he's running out of options. I mean, he's out of options for this, just outright. And despite the fact that it seems like his knights were going to do it, I still had it. And I was able to get the win here. So 1-1. Just one more game to decide it all. All right, so this is the final match. The deciding factor. Who's going to win? Me or Mixu? Find out here. So, first off, things are looking really good. Best density I've seen. Resources could be a little bit better, but honestly, I cannot complain about this. This is the best spawn I've had to work with so far, so already feeling really good about this. And this Explorer, it's pretty decent. And I even find him. I find him right away. He's stepping on ruins, which unfortunately I can't do anything about, but I have ruins of my own, so I'm able to get some riders and level up my city. So we're doing pretty well. And he's roading over. We can even see, like, he's on 3 cities. And he moves back. I get a population ruins. So now if I get farming, I can get a giant here. I can get a siege, and look at this triple threat. He unsieges. And he takes this. At least I get this, though. He defends 2 of the 3 things. And I saw him go up with the rider. But I don't have vision, so I can't do much about it. Still developing my eco. And now, he sieges with this. This is very smart. It's because he got the kill with this rider. He wants to vet a sign. I find this, though, and I can just hit it, but not much more. I don't want to step on the village, because then he's going to kill the rider. I step on it with this rider instead. And so now he gets a veteran warrior siege. And things continue to play out. At least I can unsiege. It did catch me off guard. But the population ruins was really nice. I'm at 5 cities. If I get my hands on 1 more city, I'm looking pretty good. But they're at 6 cities. They just placed their Park of Fortune, which means they already have their Grand Bazaar. It's turn 10. They have both of their giants going already. Where's my giant? Where is it? Well, I guess it's not both. He didn't get a giant here yet. But I know it's coming. He just needs farming. And that's it. Because I can even get an explorer to confirm. And there's even another city there. And it's already there. The giant's already here. There is this isolated village, which maybe could be useful. And there is still this city here, which I can take. There's another giant. I take it, I get farming, I can get some giants. I am at 6 cities, the city is isolated, so even though he gets the city advantage, I can still maybe take this, and I'm the one with the city advantage, but I gotta deal with this pressure. Like, I just set up my eco, but I'm kind of a little disorganized, and this is gonna be scary. I can set up some giants, though. So, maybe things will be fine. So, he gets a siege. Siege is here. So now I can't really pressure here as much because I have to deal with this, and this giant is right here. Gets his gate of power. I'm only at 7 kills. And this giant is scary. I get climbing from the ruins, which is pretty nice. Maybe I can use that to get a surprise Houdini. I decided to go for border growth so I can steal these roads, disconnect to this city so I can more easily pressure it in the long term, because he is up in cities. I need to do something about that. But he just hops right in. But he backs off his units, inviting me to giant push, knowing that I can't Houdini. And even worse, he gets another giant. And if we look here, I believe even in the turn before, I did take a long time to consider what to do, but this is bad. I mean, what's really bad is, first off, where's my Houdini? Like, I can go around here and, like, hit this rider, bounce, send in another rider, cover this corner. I can even cover over here. But this is actually a problem. I actually can't cover this area because of this mountain in the way. So I actually don't have a Houdini. And I'm also only at 14 stars. I do get my gate of power, and I can barely unsiege this city and get 1 giant this turn with barely anything to spare. But what then? I mean, I can be ready to defend because he is going to re-siege and is going to be brutal. But I have no other choice. And I'm not going to be able to giant push again. There's just no way. And this city, I'm just going to have to leave wide open. I train a warrior, but he's just going to siege it. And he opts to siege with a rider. I mean, it's denying eco. So he doesn't really need to play too risky, sending in a giant that he knows might just die. He's just sieging to deny eco here, and he's just getting more giants. I only have one super unit. I can't deal with all this. And it's looking grim. I can get another giant, though. But what am I going to do about this? Everything's falling apart. This isolated city that I wanted to pressure, he got his own giant and started pressuring me from the city. Even though he disconnected it. He just connected it right back. And now this is a big problem because I just have to let this go completely. And I think it's over. I think it's over. I think I lost this best of 3 against Mixu. Of course, I didn't resign yet, but I mean, do you guys see what I'm supposed to do here? Because I'm not gonna lie, he's up a couple cities, and he's continuing to pressure me. I don't have the economy. It's just not happening. You can even see, yeah, game is ending soon. I stepped towards the city, the one that I wanted to pressure this whole time and take advantage of. And I sit as I lose this city, and my hopes of winning go down the drain. So this was a very fun set, though. I enjoyed it quite a lot, especially the second game. That game was like an absolute roller coaster. But, I mean, even though I lost my round, fortunately, because I took one for the team, fought Yadakk's best player, even though I lost, the rest of the team clutched up, and we still won round 3 of Tribe Duels, which means next round of Tribe Duels, against Saimanti, the grand finals, the matchup of the century. So be sure to stay tuned for that. But yeah, like and subscribe, and have a good one.